Hello, bourbon fans. I'm Tim, the Suburban Dad. I enjoy many different whiskeys and bourbons, a lot of which are not too popular in the bourbon community. There's very few that I truly cannot stand, but I have 5 that I'm going to talk about today. Let's get to it. So my least offensive bourbon that I've tried, and I've gone back to it several times, I just can't stand it, is Bourbon from Far North Spirits. It's a lower proof, it's like 94 proof, I think, and it tastes like watery raisins. Like, it's got a very thin profile. It tastes like raisins, and I don't dig it. I've tried it multiple times, so I've given it a fair go, and it's just not working for me. Now, I've got 4 others I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to say I can't go into a ton of detail with the flavor profiles because, one, I didn't drink them enough to get a full, deep experience with it, other than I could not stand it. And 2, there just wasn't much flavor to be had. So that's why I didn't care for them. All right, so the second one was, and this one really surprised me that I didn't care for it. Maker's Mark Cask Strength. Not Maker's 46 Cask Strength. I like that one. But I have a bottle of Maker's Cask Strength that right from the get-go was just very strong alcohol flavor without much else to taste. And it's 110 proof, but it drinks very hot. It's very unpleasant. I tried drinking it by itself several times. I did use it to make some orange-infused bourbon, since it's a little higher proof. That actually turned out pretty tasty. I used it in old fashions and that. That was okay. But I definitely did have to mask the original flavor and add some orange to it. The third one was Caribou Crossing. This has to be the coolest bottle that I've ever seen for a bourbon. I like it even better than Blanton's. Okay, I take that back. I think the shape of the bottle of Blanton's is the coolest, but Caribou Crossing has a cooler topper. I like the Caribou on top. The juice inside, It's 80 proof, so that's already strike 1 for me. I haven't found an 80 proof bourbon that I like yet, because they're so thin and weak. So there's that. And the flavor, I'm trying to remember, it just tasted like alcohol without any notable notes to it. So a friend gave it to me in a sample bottle. I had a small pour of it, truly could not stand it, didn't like it. So as a good friend, I saved the rest so that he could have it back. The next time he was over, instead of having it back, he simply just poured it down the drain. So that should tell you something as well. The fourth one is Michter's Single Barrel Rye. So this is part of their regular offerings that you can find just about anywhere. And I already had the bourbon, the sour mash, the American whiskey. I was excited to complete the set and get the rye. I'm not a huge rye guy yet, but I wanted to try it, and just to have all 4 bottles would be cool. Well, I kept putting it off. Finally, a friend of mine offered to give me an open bottle that he had just tried and didn't care for it. But that didn't deter me. I figured, well, we all have different tastes, different palates. What's it going to hurt to try? It's free. So he was generous enough to give it to me, and I quickly realized that it was not so generous of him. It has just a very medicinal taste to it. Now, what's disturbing is I did a Michter's blind tasting of all the 4 different bottles, and I actually ended up liking that one way more than I thought I would. So maybe it's a subconscious thing. Who knows? But even after that blind tasting, I went back and I tried another pour of it. And it was so bad that I just dumped it out, dumped the glass. I didn't dump the bottle. I'm not about to waste it like that. But I did dump out the glass because I just couldn't stand it. It was disgusting. That one, not a winner for me either. The last one, I had my hopes set so high. I was researching all the award winners from the San Francisco Spirits, I think it's San Francisco Spirits competition. Anyways, I think it's from 2019, Henry McKenna 10-year single barrel. The reviews were just fantastic. The description sounded delicious. You know, the price point was supposed to be $35. So quick story on that. I went to my local liquor store where I had seen it. I had seen it on the shelf for $35. But then this time, when I went there, they didn't have it. Bummer. Okay. I asked about it. He said, we're going to be getting more in soon. Great. Okay. So then called back a week or so later. Hey, we've got it. Awesome. Rushed over. $60. That was such a load of crap to me. And I called him out on it. I said, hey man, this is supposed to be $35. And he made the lame excuse that many liquor store owners do. Well, it's hard to get. Okay, well, that's quite the price jump, almost double. So I walked out. I didn't buy it. So I did a little bit of hunting around, and it was on my mind. It was burning in my brain that I wanted to try this bottle. So I found it for $50, which, okay, $10 difference. Is it really that great? No, but it's a principle thing in my mind. I just wasn't going to give that other guy my business. So $50, I cracked it open, poured myself a little glass of it. It was truly just like drinking straight ethanol with no redeeming qualities whatsoever. I mean, I didn't get any flavors from it. I was so shocked that this bourbon would be the double gold winner, that this bourbon would be the winner of a whiskey competition. It blew my mind. Now, here's the thing. Both with Michter's and with Henry McKenna, I am not sold that I truly wouldn't like any of them. Okay, I love a lot of Maker's Mark products, and Henry McKenna is also a single barrel, so maybe I just got a bad batch. I'm sure if that one was the one that went to the competition, that it would not have won. So I still have high hopes. I'm going to try it again sometime. Probably not buy the bottle, but try somebody else's bottle or get a pour at the whiskey bar somewhere. But I'm going to give it another go. Don't you worry. But for now, it ends up in my top 5 couldn't stand bottles. Let me know, what do you think of these top 5? Have you tried them? Do you like them? What are 5 bottles that you've tried that you cannot stand? We all have different palates, so I'm really curious to hear what you have to say. Thanks for tuning in today. Subscribe so that way you can stay up to date with all my videos that come out every week. And until next time, cheers.